all right. Here on a Friday inside, what are we, Lower Diamond Bowl? I had a little bit of a, I wouldn't really say it was an epiphany, but maybe just a new approach to learning new tricks. The one I'm trying to get towards is a really smooth 180 off like a small and then a medium size jump in the park. And the thing that people often do when they're learning new tricks like this is basically do the trick on a small feature, maybe off of a lip or off a little kind of kicker just on the side of the run, something like that. Get comfortable there, get a little bigger, and then try to transition that onto the park. Definitely nothing wrong with that, but I was thinking a little bit different approach. I'm going to call it the Karate Kid approach. If you guys don't know, Karate Kid is a movie from the late 80s. Daniel's son gets brought in by Mr. Miyagi, who's the mentor, and he gets him to do a lot of chores that are seemingly unrelated to fighting, which is his aim, is to get better at karate. And so he paints the fence, he scrubs the floors, wax on, wax off, all this type of stuff. Doesn't really understand why he's doing it, but then when it comes to the situation, he uses the wax on to block a kick, he uses painting the fence to block a punch. I was thinking about doing that with snowboarding. And so here, trying to learn the 180, I'm trying to master just the riding switch. I do feel pretty good jumping, regular spinning, yeah, pretty comfortable with that. And I think by getting that landing as my focus for today at least, so riding switch with speed, getting used to different angles, different approaches, that is significantly going to help landing switch, especially on bigger jumps. So my plan here today was do this whole Spanky switch, including the ride out, and yeah, it went pretty good. Snow isn't great, it's a little bit compacty, but it's warming up here, and so snow conditions getting a little bit worse. Gotta use more of the body to try to initiate the turns early and get nice and low. The snow's got that hard marbly feel, so it actually carries the speed really well. I thought I was gonna be stopped way back there, but it's hard snow keeping me going. Phase 2, freestyle tricks, jumping, hitting little ledges, and I got like half a lap before I get to the train garden, and then we'll give it straight switch there, go in there, see what happens. Alright, to be fair, they sucked pretty bad, I'll be honest. It's not going to be great. It's my first time doing a switch straight air in the park there. More just trying to get the feel for it, timing with the pop. Don't have to go big, huge. Definitely feel like we had a huge improvement today from the riding switch, especially in Spanky's there. The main run was probably the easiest bit. Skating on the flat section of the, just before the run out was probably the hardest. And then on the cat track back, that started off pretty tough. But once you got into it, it was actually really cool. Oh, a little bit of a spill there. Landed too straight. I just nicked my back edge. When I landed, I felt like I just crumpled like a bag of chips. Hey, sit. All right, made it safely back down. Just a couple things I did want to mention. The first is doing that switch air for the first time, at least this year, with the camera. That's tough. Definitely had to think about keeping it in frame, not waving your hand all over the place, and actually trying to do the trick. That's all right. And then the second thing was that down here, I mean, this snow is already slush, it's warming up. On the mountain, it was kind of in between that fresh snow and slush. It was like that hard, compactable snow. Really good one to practice switch on because it kind of brings out any mistakes that you have in your technique. You get a lot more force coming through and there's not as much give in the snow. So if you're off balance, you kind of just bounce off the snow. And so yeah, great for today, practicing switch. Basically did the whole day switch. Cool. And I felt like I moved up an experience level. I gained enough experience to get a new level, and now I can add a new board to my quiver. Is that how it works? So this is basically day one of the Karate Kid technique, just really working on the switch and then starting to get in on the switch airs. And then next time, just try to nail those switch airs, get really comfortable landing, switch and taking off switch. You know, it's all thrown in the batter together, everything helps. And then we'll start trying to get some nice 180s going off the park jumps. That's the goal. Both switch and regular. Whoa! All right, I'll stay tuned. I'll see how this goes.